Okay, folks, settle down so that we can get started. Welcome to Apache Longbow conversion. This training program has one goal: to make you into the best combat helicopter pilots in the world, flying the most capable aircraft ever flown. The first thing a pilot must do is become familiar with the aircraft. So let's do a walk-around of your Longbow, and I'll point out the major components. The Longbow has a 4-blade main rotor measuring 48 feet in diameter. The blades are made from composite materials developed by Tool Research and Engineering Corporation. They are designed to withstand multiple hits from rounds as large as 23 millimeters. With 4 blades, the Longbow rotor does not have to spin as fast as a 2-blade rotor. This significantly cuts down on the noise factor. This is a fully articulated rotor system that permits extensive maneuvering and a broad flight envelope. On the front of the aircraft, you'll find the Martin Marietta Target Acquisition and Display System, known as TADS. It houses the Direct View Optical System, called the DVO, the Direct Television System, also known as the DTV, and the Forward-Looking Infrared System, or FLIR. These 3 sensors allow the co-pilot, gunner, or pilot to see as far as 10 kilometers day or night with a 220-degree field of view. The turret also contains the laser designator and range finder used to mark targets for laser-guided weapons. Above the TADS is the Pilot Night Vision System, or PNVS. This allows the pilot to fly the Longbow at night or in adverse weather. The imagery from this camera appears in a display attached to the pilot's helmet called the Integrated Helmet and Display Sighting System, or IHADS for short. The PNVS turret camera moves with the pilot's head. It operates independently of the TAD so that the pilot can look in one direction while the co-pilot gunner looks in another. Above the main rotor is the heart of the Longbow system, the dome that houses the Westinghouse millimeter wave radar. The Longbow can search, track, and distinguish 256 ground and air targets up to 20 kilometers away. This radar, used with the new Martin Marietta Hellfire 2 radio frequency missile, allows the crew to engage multiple armored targets without exposing the aircraft to enemy fire. Under the chin of the aircraft is the McDonnell Douglas M230 chain gun 30-millimeter automatic cannon. Capable of firing 625 rounds a minute, this aerial weapon is used to engage soft targets such as troops, trucks, or light armored vehicles. The cannon is on an electronic servo platform that allows it to follow the head movements of the pilot or gunner. This enables the crew to engage targets in a 200-degree field of fire by simply looking at the target. On either side of the aircraft are the weapon wings. Each wing contains 2 hard points that carry servo-actuated weapon pylons. The wing tips have hard points for 2 Stinger infrared air-to-air missiles, which are used to defend against airborne threats. Another weapon carried by the aircraft is the launcher for the folding fin aerial rockets, or FARs. Each rocket launcher holds 19 standard 2.75-inch rockets. The pods are attached to the Bendix aerial rocket control system, which compensates for aircraft pitch. The rockets can be used against any soft to medium armored target. The most important weapon on the aircraft is the Martin Marietta AGM-114K Hellfire 2 anti-tank missile. The original version uses the laser-guided seeker head, while the newer radio frequency Hellfires incorporate a radar seeker head. Both deliver a shaped charge that can pierce a tank's upper armor from 9 kilometers away. The Hughes Stinger air-to-air missile is infrared guided with an effective range of 8 kilometers and a speed of Mach 2.2. Originally designed to be a man-portable SAM, this small, agile weapon has proven to be a versatile option against air threats. The front cockpit is where the co-pilot gunner sits. His cockpit has 2 Bendix King multi-function displays, a Lytton Canada up-front display, and an optical relay tube, or ORT, that is attached to the TADS. There are also secondary flight controls that allow the co-pilot gunner to fly the aircraft in case the pilot is disabled. The co-pilot gunner is primarily responsible for locating and classifying targets and releasing defensive countermeasures. Behind and above the co-pilot gunner, or CPG, is where the pilot sits. He is separated from the CPG by a sheet of plastic armor. His cockpit consists of two multifunction displays, an up-front display, primary flight controls, and secondary flight instruments. Flight and weapons information are displayed on the Honeywell Integrated Helmet and Display Sighting System. The display is a monocle that the pilot and CPG wear over one eye. The cockpit is wired to track the movement of each crew member's head, automatically aiming the sensors and weapons wherever the pilot or CPG looks. Powering the aircraft are two General Electric T700 GE701 turboshaft engines. Each engine can produce up to 1,700 horsepower, which is routed through a Lytton transmission to the main rotor. The engine and transmission are designed to operate even after damage from 23mm cannon fire. The two engines are widely separated to keep at least one engine intact in the event of an IR missile hit. Below the main rotor is the Lockheed Sanders ANALQ-144 active IR jammer, known to air crews as the disco light. It uses reflected laser beams to blind an incoming IR missile, causing it to miss its target. At the rear of the aircraft is the anti-torque rotor or tail rotor. Its lateral thrust is used to compensate for the torque created by the main rotors, as well as to change the heading of the aircraft. It can also withstand hits from 23mm fire. That concludes the walk-around. If you have any questions, consult your -10 manual.